Toastmasters, guests, and of course all of our competitors. So excited to be here today. I've got a few questions to ask the audience. First of all, I'm going to get real personal with you. How many of you have a budget, personal budget? All right, great. How many of you think you probably need a budget? Don't have one? All right, now be honest. Which of you guys are actually sticking to your budget? Who's lying? Okay. Well, the easiest of all of these is to ask you, which one of you guys want to have all of your cake and eat it too? That financial prosperity that is owed to you. How many of you want that? Come on, who doesn't want that? Exactly, you'd be sick not to want that. Well, today, I am pleased to be able to come in here and to share with you some secrets that will change your life if you're willing to believe. But first, how many here have a business background? Do you know anything about business? Okay, see hands. For the rest of you, if I lose you, raise their hands because you can ask them questions. Right? What I'm going to talk to you about briefly is a simple thing that you learn in business school, and it's return on investment. Who's heard of this? Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, return on investment. That would be the performance measure that we use to decide whether or not how much benefit we are deriving versus the cost. So obviously, the higher the return on investment, the better it is, right? Yeah? All right, keep that in mind now as we move on. I am going to share with you something that is not necessarily mine, but it's something I've learned. I'm acutely aware, and I listen to what goes on in the media, on the radio, and from my mother. I am going to share with you a thought and philosophy that has been brought to modern day life by that one financial guru you may or not know, Macklemore. That's right. For those of you who may not know who Macklemore is, that's okay, that's all right, because I'm going to bring it down to earth. Like I said, these are principles that I learned from my mama. And you know what I learned best from my mama? I learned best from my mama how I can pop some tags to riches. Mm. All right. So, we have this entire society that's based on wants and needs. And goodness, all of us are watching TV. We see things that we want. I mean, who doesn't see that really hot dress or those really nice shoes? Maybe not you guys, but I'm just saying. We all want the things that we see, but we think, how am I ever going to get to have that and pay my mortgage? Well, I have a solution for you. First of all, let's go back to what I was talking about, return on investment. Return on investment, folks. It's simple. It's simply put. That's right, I did smiley faces because, you know, like when you're in the hospital, how much pain do you have? It's roughly this much pain. All right, if you can be moderately happy or almost happy, kind of, sort of happy, or, yeah, I'm kind of happy, and you haven't spent a whole lot of money, guess what? You wind up being deliriously happy. That's right, guys. High return on investment. You know how I know this? I have watched my mother walk through the door pretty much every Sunday and Tuesday of my childhood life with bags full of stuff, just grinning from ear to ear. And you know why? It's because it was half off day at the Goodwill. That's right. She'd come in and she'd be like, what do you think? Be like, oh, Mom, gold lame, hot. She'd be like, 50 cents. Right. There is really nothing that you cannot get at the Goodwill. You just have to have an open mind. So I'm going to give you some tips. Pay attention. First of all, know where you want to go. There are great thrift shops. Am I right? Come on, Cynthia, tell us. Are there not?
Yeah, amen.
Terry, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, amen. That's right. There are great thrift shops in this town. So what you need to do is, first of all, find your targets. That's right. I'm not talking about Target either. You way overspend at Target. I'm talking about those Target thrift shops. They're everywhere. All right, second of all, kind of know what you want. But if you don't know what you want, that's okay, because there's all kinds of stuff there that you don't need that you can still buy. Right. Now, fortunately, we live in a time and an era where it's okay to be groovy again, right? We're going back to groovy. So, you can go into the thrift shop, and you may pick out a few pieces that may or may not fit you. And they may or may not match. But that is completely irrelevant. It will look groovy by the time it is all said and done, I promise you, and so does it Macklemore. Am I right? Amen.
That's right.
All right. The other thing is dishware, furnishings. I don't care if it's ugly. You need to take that word out of your vocabulary. It is not ugly. The strength of the better. You are now eclectic. Exactly right. So you know what? You go in, you spot what you want, you survey everything. Do not leave anything unturned because you may be missing something. And this is one tip, and I actually looked it up, and it's okay to do. It is okay to pass the underwear and makeup section. I heard that, and don't feel bad if you do that, all right? All right, that's okay. All right, so how many of you are believers now? Come on, come on, come on. That's right. Who here has some groovy thrift shop clothes on today? Come on, come on.
Yeah.
All right, now there will be support groups for us later. Those of us that maybe aren't as proud of our selections. This, by the way, was a thrift shop item purchased in roughly 1980 by my mother, and so I think my return on investment is high. Very high. All right, guys. I want to thank you so very much, and I'm going to be signing books in the back later, so please come on up. And I want to wish all of our contestants the best of luck today. Thank you so much.